What should be the mood of a devotee? What is pure love? How to be attentive while chanting? What should be the mood of a devotee? Srila Prabhupada, you may all know, wrote translation and commentary for Bhagavad Gita. The next book that he worked on, or he was working even before the Bhagavad Gita, was Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is much more voluminous. How many verses are there in Gita? 700 verses. How many verses are there in the Bhagavatam? 18,000 verses. And the third important book Srila Prabhupada wrote translated was Chaitanya Charitamrita. Prabhupada said the Bhagavad Gita gives us the signs of God. Bhagavatam teaches us how to love God. Chaitanya Charitamrita teaches us how to intensify that love of God. Just see how it is. You must know the signs of God. Then you must know love of God. And then you must know how to intensify that love of God. That is why these three sets of books are very vital. Prabhupada spoke extensively on these three books. So, the mood of a devotee. What should be the mood of a devotee? These are all explained both in the Gita as a part of signs of God and in the Bhagavatam as the process of love of God. What should be the mood? One example I'll give. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purushah param. Bhagavatam says. How should bhakti be performed? That's one of what should be the mood of a devotee. Bhakti should be performed tivrena, with intensity, not as a light thing. It's okay, bhakti comes, it's alright. It's alright also, life is quite good and okay. No. There's a certain amount of intensity that is required. Utkantataya. In the Bhagavatam there is another verse that describes Brahma telling that how he is worshipping Krishna with anxiety. Anxiety means with that kind of there is some force, there is some eagerness, that drive. No, I must. You see? Like this, if we read the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, we will understand there are various aspects of the mood. Another example Srila Prabhupada gave connected to this third point, how chanting should be. Have you all heard Prabhupada's Hare Krishna address? It's a short 15 minutes, 12-15 minutes talk. One of the recordings Prabhupada did very early when he formed ISKCON. It's in New York City. It's called the Hare Krishna address. It will be there on the YouTube, you can see. Towards the end of that, he's talking about the Hare Krishna mantra, chanting. Towards the end of that, Prabhupada says, the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, first he explains, Hare refers to Radharani, to Mother, and Krishna refers to Krishna, the Supreme Father. And our chanting should be like an intense cry of a child for Mother. The chanting of Hare Krishna should be like an intense, helpless cry of a child for Mother. It should be intense and it should be helpless. Krishna, I want to serve you. I want to understand you. George Harrison, when he met Prabhupada, was influenced. You know, George Harrison of Beatles. At that time, he wrote one song, My Sweet Lord. He interacted with Prabhupada and Prabhupada gave him some guidance. Based on that, he wrote a song. Became a big hit in those days, in the 70s. My Sweet Lord. Even now you can see it on the YouTube, you will see. Where George is singing and where he says, he's plays the guitar also. And then he says, My sweet Lord, I want to see you. I want to know you. I want to be with you. My sweet Lord. And so on. You see, that should be the mood. I want to be with you, my Lord. I want to see you, my Lord. This is not a bluff. Please understand. This is a reality. Krishna is inviting. Krishna is saying, come be with me. That's our life supposed to be. Revolving around Krishna. But now it is bhuliya tomare, samsare asiya. Our life should be revolving around Krishna. That's normal life. Today we are thinking, should we worship Krishna? Why should we worship? Look at our situation. You see? We are sitting today because the earth is able to hold our weight and there is some stability. We can walk, we can go, all this. This stability to the earth is given by Krishna. Tvamasya vishvasya param nidhanam. You are the shelter for this universe. You are the refuge, you are the shelter. You are the supreme shelter for this universe. See, this is reality. So, instead of our lives revolving around Krishna, we are thinking, no, let Krishna supply everything and with forgetting him, I will enjoy my life. See? You use your mobile. At the end of the month, you have to pay the mobile bill. No? If you don't pay the mobile bill, what the company will do? They'll disconnect. They'll send a few messages reminding you, after this guy won't pay, let's disconnect. If you go to a restaurant and you order all the food, at the end of it, they'll serve very nice, sir, this is the bill. Oh, bill is there. I didn't know that. See, that won't work. After you ate good food in the restaurant, you have to pay. So, this is expected of us. We recognize the provider, the service provider of your mobile. You have to recognize him. How do you recognize him? By paying the bill he sends you after using it. You have to recognize the restaurant owner by paying the bill after eating all the food that you wanted from him. In the same way, God is providing us so many things. Every moment He is giving us, He has given this oxygen, air, He has given water. See, when you pay water bill, what are you paying water bill for? The government agency, they picked up the water from the reservoir, pumped it, brought it through pipes, put it in some tank here, and then further distribution. They are actually charging you the distribution cost. For they picked up from the reservoir free of cost. Reservoir or river or whatever. What you are paying is only the distribution cost. The cost of water itself, they just took it. Because it was there, we took it. So Krishna is saying, recognize that everything is coming. This is when you recognize Krishna is the provider, that state of consciousness is called yajna. That's the meaning of yajna. Yajna means to recognize the yajna purusha. That he is the provider of all these things. Aham na mama. It's not me, it is Krishna's. That's what the mantras say. So, in other words, Krishna wants us to be normal, gentle people. If you don't pay your mobile bill, if you don't pay your water bill, you don't pay your restaurant, you will eat nicely and slowly slip away. If you are leading that kind of a life, you are a criminal. Someday you will catch up. Law will catch up and you will land in a prison. Same thing is happening to us. We are taking all advantages of Krishna. We are not recognizing Him. We take the benefit of sunlight. Do we pay a solar bill? We take the benefit of oxygen. Do we pay oxygen bill? We take the benefit of gravity. Today we are all sitting comfortably. Imagine there was no gravity. We'll be like helium balloon rising up. Right? We cannot sit comfortably because there is a uniform one side, one force keeping us all grounded. And we only have to work or manage the X and Y axis movement. Z axis is firm. Makes life easy to organize. This is reality. We are taking advantage of all these things. And the one who is providing all this, we don't want to recognize. That's not fair. So Krishna wants us to become fair persons. And so that is so we learn about the mood of chanting, mood of worship from Gita, Bhagavatam, various shlokas, various instructions are there.